Hi, this is Pat Cooney. I'm here to talk to you about our decision preparation and research program, a program we call DEC System. And I hope you will find this helpful. The DEC System is basically on your ribbon in Microsoft Word. It's the right part of the ribbon here. And first and foremost, what I want to show you is how to insert paraphrased regulations into your decision. Our paraphrased regulations are sort of a menu book of all the law that you generally need when you write a decision, and I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's broken into various subsections. For writing a decision purposes, most often, or very often, you will want to use not just one regulation, but a group of regulations on a particular topic. Just to show you an example, suppose you're doing an overpayment regulation, an overpayment decision, and you want the overpayment regs. Well, rather than going and getting each regulation separately, we've grouped them in this subsection called reg group. So basically what I recommend that you do actually is go through this entire menu and find out what is there. You could perhaps even print it out, print each one out so you have an idea, or just give yourself an idea of what's there. Maybe take notes as you go through each one of them. But for the overpayment one, let's just go here. It's CalWorks, and then overpayment, and then overpayment regs. And if I click the button there, then the standard two regulations that you're going to want on just about any overpayment case you have will come out. And that is the definition of an overpayment and the fact that the county has the right to demand repayment of it. Now, if you want a more specific regulation, that's when you go to the index, and that's under what you will see as highlighted as pararegs over here on the fourth column, second one down. And if it's an overpayment set of overpayment regulations, you will want to go to the CalWorks index. And if we want an overpayment rule, we'll go to the subcategory of overpayments. And let's say we want the technical overpayments rule. Now, with the cursor just flashing over anywhere over here, 150-3, it can be on any part of it. You just click the send reg button, and lo and behold, it's in your decision. You won't know it until you go back to the decision, but because it returns you to the index, because you might want another one. And in fact, let's go to 150-5, definition of an administrative error overpayment. We're not sure if we want it. Well, then you can click CREG, and you can decide after reading it if you want to put it in your decision. If you don't want to put it in the decision, you just click the back to index button, but if you do want it, you click send reg button. No matter what, you will still be back in the index, and you will be there until you finally click the back to decision button, and you will see the two regulations that we selected have just been added. Now, there is an additional way of searching these other than what I just showed you. For example, if I go to the CalWorks index again, I can, if I know the regulation I want is in the overpayment section, then I can navigate right to it as we just did. But if I don't know that it's there, but I know some words that are in the rule, I can just do an ordinary word search. And this is something that you got to keep in mind. And to search in Word or just about any computer program, there's usually a button. In this case, there's a button on the ribbon, the little binoculars that you can click. Or you can just use a keyboard sequence, Control F. Control F works in just about every single program you might want to use, whether it's Internet Explorer or anything. So, and it certainly works in Word, and it's what gets you to find text. So you want to find your keyword text. So I want the rule that says if a child's eligible for the first of the month, the child is eligible the entire month. That's actually a welfare and institution code section, and I don't really know where it was put here. So I'll go entire month because I know that word sequence is in there. I click find, and sure enough, it shows up there on 150-11, which happens to be in the overpayment section. But I wouldn't have known that because it's not necessarily an overpayment rule. So I then click send reg, just like I did before, and then back to decision, and lo and behold, it's there. We do have what I just showed you, using the combination of reg groups as appropriate and using the indexes, should take care of about 99% of all the times that you're going to use the system for putting in pararegs. But we do have a couple of backup systems. One of them is that you can look at the regulations, the full regulations themselves, not just the head notes. But to do that, you have to know the specific subsection you want to go to, such as overpayments. And you'll get a different looking menu which will show you the full reg itself rather than just the head note. And then it's similar for inserting it. You'll see the three buttons over here. Send reg will send the particular reg that your cursor's over. Back to contents will get you back to the main menu. Suppose now we wanted to go to a budgeting rule. That'll bring up the budgeting rules. Suppose we wanted to put this one in. We can click send reg. When we're all done, we click return to decision. So that's useful in case you can't find the regulation with the other two ways that I just showed you. You can do a keyword search and find it that way. And finally, in case you want to work with a hard copy of the pararegs, then we do have, and some judges actually do, we do have a button that or in case you've memorized the whole thing, so you know every parareg number that exists, well then we've saved you the trouble of doing these navigating things I just showed you by having this quick parareg button. Let's say you want 150-1, you can put that in there, not equals 1, -1. And lo and behold, the regulation goes in. So those are the techniques for handling pararegs in DEC system.